Welcome back. What we did was we fast travelled. We don't want to go into that puzzle canal. That puzzle canal was confusing. We're going to go and wander up into that building over there, the floating moon. That floating moon was supposed to be the cause of the Red Mountain's eruption. Basically, Vivek, you basically destroyed, well, the hero of Morrowind basically destroyed the heart of Lorcran in Morrowind, and Vivek lost all his power. That was kind of inevitable, because it wasn't what you deliberately set out to do, but you had to do it to defeat Dagather. Okay, we don't want to lockpick this area. Let's unlock this. Yep, we can go in. And there is Vivek. Hey Vivek. He's supposed to be yellow skinned, not the Dark Elf, because he was one of the few people who wasn't transformed by Azura. And here is all the plans to defeat Dagather. That is cool, look at that. You don't actually get text, you get all this nonsense written out. I don't know how they managed to do that. But he's supposed to levitate and meditate and sit there, and you can't really talk to him. If you actually lockpick your way in, you can't actually talk to him at all. But yes, these shrines don't work. When you destroyed the heart of Lorcran, Dagather lost his powers. Vivek also lost his powers, he became mortal, and then the Oblivion Crisis happened, and the Dremora came along and they apparently captured poor old Vivek, and after that there was no power to keep this big rock from falling onto Vivek, and that drop of this massive rock caused the eruption of Red Mountain. Now let's have a look what's in here. Everyone's not going to be happy when I go in here, because this is a locked area and you shouldn't go in. Now we're in this is one of the other typical dungeon looking areas. You get plenty of these screens as well in, which is kind of cool. Hello Grand Inquisitor. True. Here's an Ashiam and a nice steel axe. I wonder if you can get any decent weapons. Steel spears, because back then of course you could get spears. Hey Brello. But in this place you basically did a jailbreak and you got someone out. But that's what there is. Basically this big rock is supposed to be the Ministry of Truth. Just like in 1984, what it is a giant prison to hold all the political prisoners. There's quite a lot of... Oh, I'll take some of these. Oh, yum, yum, yum. What I was trying to say was there was quite a nasty undertone to Vivek, because lots of people knew the truth about, well, lots of people suspected the truth of how Vivek got his powers. He wasn't really a god, he actually just stole it by betraying the Neverine. And anyone who ended up questioning him had the unfortunate luck or fortune of getting locked up in the Ministry of Truth. And he basically persecuted people who, the so-called dissident priests, the people who knew the truth about the tribunal. Anyway, we're wandering around, not for no particular reason, but because I want to find Seyda Neen. And you might ask, why do I want to find Seyda Neen? Seyda Neen is where you first start the game, and it'll be pretty neat to be able to find where it is. I am going to go and search for it. I'll pause very briefly here, and we should be in Seyda Neen the next time, because I just want to show you the feeling that you get when you first start Morrowind. Actually, before we get to Seyda Neen, I've wandered past a place called EbonHart, and I forgot about this place, but this place is basically the seat of Imperial power in Morrowind. Vivec is basically the Dark Elf area, but the Imperials, of course, have this military presence all over Tamriel, and that includes the Sunset Isles, and that includes Morrowind, and everywhere else. And this is how powerful they used to have. They used to have a fantastic looking castle just like this, with all this working port, all these kind of guards, and all this military presence and merchant presence. And this was the area where you had the East Empire Company flexing its power as well. And you got all these Dunmer and Imperials and Nords and Argonians, everyone living in harmony under the Imperial flag. So you know, they were pretty impressive people. This is the East Empire hub. It's a bit different from what you'd find in Skyrim, because back in Skyrim it's a mess, but back when it was powerful, this is what it looks like, with an Argonian at its head.
Good afternoon.
And a cat as well, and Jazir, a company guard, so, you know, all creatures living in peace together.
Yes.
Hey guard sitting under there, and as in all Imperial cities, you got a nice little tavern as well. This place isn't too far away from Vivec. You also got a couple of missions. You got an Argonian mission for the Argonian slaves to escape to, and a Skyrim mission as well. And these places helped out the slaves, because of course the Dunmer were pretty evil, because they liked to enslave the Khajiit, and they also liked to enslave Argonians as well. And over here, in this, these are just guards, aren't they? This is the Grand Council, the EbonHart Grand Council, and this is where the Imperials have their main presence. And it's fortunate, it's run by the lead Duke, and I'm not entirely sure exactly how the hierarchy works, but the lead Duke is a Dunmer. So it's all fair. The Dunmer get to run their own affairs, but the Imperials have a presence. The Hlaalu have a presence here. You know, the Hlaalu are pretty powerful back in the day of Morrowind. Not so in Skyrim. The Redarin are the heroes, basically. They are the lone heroes that are standing up against the oppressors. The Hlaalu are the Imperial collaborators, and Telvanni are the separatist sorcerers who are very xenophobic and don't really care about anyone else. Now where are we? This is EbonHart. I just need to find, let's just find Seyda Neen. I'm sure it'll be along here somewhere. And that's Vivec coming up. Okay, so we're just gonna pause things here again, and a fog is overtaking my vision everywhere, so when I get to Seyda Neen, I'll see you next. I'm just wondering where else to explore. I want to explore Alderaan, of course. That's got all the Grand Crab, and I want to explore Nisus. I also want to explore Red Mountain as well, and visit the Ghost Fence. The Ghost Fence is what's defending, or what's keeping out Dagothr, and in there is the Ghost Gate city as well, so that's quite interesting. It should be an interesting place to visit. We're heading towards Seyda Neen. Actually, we won't pause here because we're not too far away, and the video is quite short. And you can notice that we're in a different feeling area as well. That used to be grassland and mushroom trees, and now we're entering a place which is really swampy. You can hear the sounds that are changing. It's foggy, it's swampy, it feels very different. Of course, we're still in the same climate, so I don't quite know why it'd be like this, but it's all a very nice part of Morrowind. You don't get this in Skyrim. Well, you sort of do, I guess, because the area that's around Morthal, for instance, that's kind of swampy. You kind of get that. So yeah, don't listen to me, I'm talking a little bit of rubbish. Hello, Mudcrab. There are lots of different areas there, but this was a kind of change in atmosphere that wasn't present in Oblivion anyway. I can say that. There are lots of little islands to wander around, and on some of these islands there are Dwemer ruins, there are Daedric ruins to go and wander after, and this right here, look at this. This is a floating rat. This is Seyda Neen, where you first start. And first get introduced, and this is a proper alien world. I know I'm just wandering past. Look at that, you get these nice little shacks all over the place. But it's pretty impressive. I think it's pretty impressive anyway. I don't know what your feelings are on it. This is Aralil's trade house, but yeah, we've just discovered Seyda Neen. What happens in the entire game, at the start of the game, of course, is let's wonder at where we would actually begin from. Can you get in here? No, we don't. We can't get in there. But I'm sure you can get in here. Imperial prison ship. Basically, you get the introduction starting up, don't you? You start off down here with Jube. Jube, I think he disappears after a while. But you wake up here, and Jube says, "Oh, wake up! You must be dreaming." And a guard comes and says, "Follow me." And you follow the guard up, and you think, okay, this is just a standard game, you know, it's back in 2002, I'm not expecting too much, maybe something, and you wander past, and all this looks very impressive. Oh look, there's still a woman down here, and you get out into the bitter coast, and ooh, there's a little spastic tree over there. And you're introduced to this area, and this massive new place stands out in front of you. You look around, you think, wow, that's quite impressive trees, that's quite an impressive village. And you're told by this guard, and you basically go through this character generation model. Let's just unlock this. And you end up coming in here, you speak to this guy, and this guy gives you all your extra character generation. And what you always used to do, of course, is steal this limewire platter to sell for gold, because no one would care if you stole things. And there was an Imperial Guard, and I used to steal all these books as well, because they were worth a lot. And you got your first weapon here, which was this iron dagger. I still remember this. And some bread and some baskets. There's a guard here. There didn't used to be a guard here. And you could get some bottles and potions through there. And wandering out here, yeah, you weren't out in the world, so you probably thought, oh, this is a very scripted type of building. And you looked in this barrel, and this barrel had an engraved ring of healing, and that was a special quest item.
Need something?
And you'd go in this guy's office, Celis Gravius, and he'd give you your mission to go and talk to Keys Casadis back in Balmora. You didn't really have to, and you'd end up, and what I'd end up doing, of course, is stealing all these silver plates, because all these doors are locked and they shouldn't be locked. And you ended up outside in Seyda Neen, and there's Fargoth here.
What do you need?
And then you'd give his ring, and you'd think, oh, here's my first mission. And you think, awesome, this is pretty awesome, because I can go anywhere and do anything. And you'd go in Aralil's trade house, and you'd sell off your things, and you'd end up either making your way over to the Silt Strider. You would have to go out over this way, and there'll be a Silt Strider over here. I don't know why that tree is flashing. There must be something funny going on in the textures. And you can go to Balmorra and you'd speak to this woman and she'd say, yeah, I'll take you to Balmorra for a few gold, and of course you were given a little bit of gold to do so. Or you could just end up trying to wander there yourself, and I always ended up going along this path for some reason, and that was the wrong way. Of course, the way you need to go is this way, because you end up going to relative safety to Pellegrad and everything like that. But over here, what was quite nice is that this person fell from the sky, and you managed to pick up his magic scrolls, his scrolls of Icaran flight, which was worth quite a lot. But of course that doesn't happen, that's not even scripted to happen yet. But that's Seyda Neen for you, that's the introduction. And what I think we'll do next time is I want to wander all the way to Aldrun and see what it's like over there. That's a long way away, so I won't bore you with wandering around, and I'll see you